You'll see that there's only 3 things there that the syllabus covers in terms of the Constitution. But really, to properly understand the Constitution, you need to understand a little bit more than 3 things. And the way I want to do this is through a very simple, I'm just going to reduce the size of this so you can see it. Okay, so the first thing to understand about the Constitution is, and the thing that's difficult for us to get our heads around commonly, is the fact that before 1901 there was no Australian nation. Of course there was the Australian landmass, but no Australian nation, or states. There were colonies but not states, and I think that these maps help us to get our head around this, because in 1788 you see we just had this colony called New South Wales, and what had happened was, and of course before then we had, for at least 40,000 years we had our indigenous people, but on the landmass. But then we had Captain Cook discover may not be the right word, but sail around the east coast of Australia and call that east coast New South Wales. So in 1788, when the first colony came up Sydney Harbour, all of that left-hand side was the colony of New South Wales. It probably hadn't even been decided upon, but you can see how they've drawn the line about halfway down there. And Western Australia had not been, at that stage, colonised, so it's not recognised there. Then in 1825 we've got New South Wales, and we've added on Van Diemen's Land. You can see Tasmania with a little orange, so we've got a colony in Van Diemen's Land, separate colony, and a separate colony in Western Australia. 1851 we add in the colonies of South Australia, which was around the 1830s, from memory, and Victoria was actually in 1851. Okay, with the founding, or the, what's the right word, founding that'll do, of Melbourne. Okay. Then by still all colonies, no states. 1859, and in 1851 you got this weird, this New South Wales has got this weird shape, right? Because it's sort of just the leftover. New South Wales is like the leftover. Think of it in those terms. By 1859 we've expanded South Australia to take up all the area over to Western Australia, and we've added Queensland on. So colony in Queensland. And then we've got this weird thing where you might not be able to see the writing here, but the red thing is still New South Wales. So you've got New South Wales colony taking up 2 distinct separate areas, okay, until after Federation, when that red area was changed to a territory, okay. So pre-1901, no Australian nation or states, each colony had its own laws and courts that were reporting back to the UK. So then we have Federation, and the Australian Constitution, the basic foundation of the Constitution is to do 3 or 4 things, okay? The first is to